All right, problem number 14. All right, so we're going to take this, we're going to figure out how we're going to set it up, and then we're going to keep doing it over here. Okay, so this is a lot of work. Okay? The first thing to this problem is realizing what x cannot be. We should know that x cannot be negative 1, that x cannot be negative 2, and x cannot be negative 1. Right? So right away we know that x cannot be negative 2 and negative 1. Okay? We don't have to write the negative 1 twice. Okay? But the other thing we have to realize is because this is divided by all of this, none of this can go to 0. Okay? So that means whatever that top is, x cannot be 0 also up there. Okay? So none of that can go to 0. So we have to remember that. The other thing we have to remember is if I have 3/4 divided by 2/5, that's really 3/4 times 5/2, right? Because you flip and multiply. You flip the second one, right? So that means we have to flip this second one and multiply. Okay? So, we're going to rewrite it. We're going to say x squared minus 2x minus 8 divided by x plus 1 times, okay, times x plus 2 times x plus 1 over x squared minus 6x plus 8. Okay, see how we flipped it so we could multiply it? Okay, just like here. Okay, and if that's confusing, use what you know to figure out what you don't know. Okay, so think of it like this. 10 divided by 2 is 5, right? Right? You know that. Okay? And these are 10 over 1 and 2 over 1, right? So which one would you flip to get 5? And you would have to flip this one, and then you would get half of 10 is 5. And that's using what you know to figure out what you don't know. Okay? So you don't know which one to flip, use something that you know. Make it work, and then do the same thing with the one you don't know. Okay? Alright. The next step is factoring it. So since Ashley, you had some questions on the last one, I want you to help me through on this one. I want you to help me factor this guy. What do I do with these parentheses? What goes in first?
X.
Okay.
And minus. And
good.
plus.
Good. It's plus because it's different, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the product and what's the sum?
8 and 2.
Good. 8 and 2. And are we adding or subtracting in the sum? Subtracting. Okay. So what multiplies to be 8? 4 and 2. See? Cake. Okay? It should be that easy. It really should be. Alright, and then do the same thing. Who's having trouble? Who wants to walk this through? Jesus? Okay? Alright, what am I putting in?
Which one?
Into these. We're going to do this guy right here. Remember factoring, first step. GCF, does anything go into 1, 6, and 8? Only 1, right? Okay, the next step is parentheses star variable, right? There is no star, so we're just going to put in the variable. X. Okay? Now, what do you do with the signs?
If they're same or different. So you bring down the minus.
Bring down the minus.
And then it's a minus.
and it's a minus. Good, they're the same, right? Perfect. It's great. All right, so now let's do the product and the sum. So what's the product?
8,
Okay, and the sum?
6,
Good. And are we adding or subtracting to get the sum?
subtracting. Adding.
Adding. Always this guy, so make a note of it. Okay? So we multiply to get 8, but we add to get 6. What does that?
Mm-hmm.
4 and 2. 4 and 2. Okay? Now we're going to rewrite everything. Okay? But before I do, I want to look at something. I want to look at all of these guys. Remember? It was all of these guys. So I need to take into consideration not just these guys anymore, but also these guys. So what can my x not be? 4 and 2, right? So I need to add that. 2 and 4. So now I know what my x can't be. Okay? And now I'm going to take everything here and rewrite it nice and neat. So remember, this times means I can just go like this, right? So it means I take this and I put it right here. I take this and I'll put it right here. I'll take this and I'll put it right here. I'll take this and I'll put it right here. Everybody see how I got the top here to be this top?
How'd you? Oh, because like you like solved for that, so you put the parentheses on top.
Yeah. So I'm taking each one of these and I'm putting them on top. So this one is this and this, right? So I'm going to take these two pieces and put them right there on top.
Oh.
I'm going to take these two pieces and put them up here on top. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what do I do with the bottom?
Same thing.
Same thing. I'm going to take this piece and put it right here. I'm going to take these two pieces and put them right here. That way it just cleans it all up, makes it look easier to deal with. Does that make sense? I mean, when I was your age, I would just continue to go click, 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 right? But I'm teaching it, so I can't do that, right?
How do you have 2x plus 2's when one's a plus and one's a minus?
Where?
On the top. You have 2 plus 2.
Yeah, because one came from this guy, and the other one came from this guy. Remember, when we broke this up, we got this and this, right?
Yeah.
When we broke this up, no, when we flipped this, this is what was given to us, right? Right there?
Okay, I was looking wrong.
So that's where they came from. Okay? So are we good right here?
Yes.
No? Did you get lost on the bottom? Because you had the top.
No, we're good.
We're good? Okay. Alright, so let's go a little further now. Okay? We know what the x's can't be. Right? We got this. It's beautiful. But now we get to cancel some stuff out. Okay? So what do you want to cancel out?
4.
X minus 4 and x minus 4. Okay? Because they're the same, right? Okay? What else? Can't do the x plus 2's. X plus 1. Yes. You can do the x plus 1, but you can't do the x plus 2's because this is plus and this is minus. Okay? So you can't cancel those. Does that make sense? Okay? Now we can rewrite this. Now the proper way to rewrite this is like this. X plus 2 squared. Because there's 2 of those, right? All over x minus 2. Okay? That's the proper way.
Wait, why is it squared?
Because it's 2.
Down.
Okay? Now we can use, remember that 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, remember? Right? 1, 3, 3, 1, remember this? And this is a squared, right? A squared binomial. That means it's this guy, right? Which means it's this guy. So in essence, what we're doing with that is we're saying there's 1, 2, and 1. Okay? There's 1 times x, there's 1 times 2. Right? And then there's 2 times x times 2. Correct? And then we say, well, this is squared because it's a square, right? So this is squared and this is squared, and then this has a 1 and then this has a 1 because it goes 2, 1, none, 2, 1, none. And these are pluses in between them, right? Okay? And so what happens is we get x squared plus 2x, or sorry, 4x, because 2 times 2 is 4, right? And then plus 4. Okay? So that's the way you can do it using that Pascal's triangle. Or you could have just said x plus 2 times x plus 2 and said this is x squared, this is plus 2x, this is plus 2x, and this is plus 4, and then you get x squared plus 4x plus 4. Either way. Right? Either way. It's up to you. Okay? But you want to get back to this all over what? So you have this piece up here, right? Then you have this all over x, x plus or minus 2, right? That piece, right here. So, there it is. That's your other answer. And then our little holiday socks got a little lump in it. That apple sticking out. Santa always gives me apples and oranges. Right? This is a better sock, I think. I like that one better. We could give this a little bit more of a foot though. Like that. There we go. I like that better. Alright? Questions before I turn it off? We good?